Hey all, Neil here from Clearview Plastics in Sacramento, California. And I want to follow up on the video that I posted just previous to this on the Xtool D1 enclosure and some of the updates that we've done. So in the previous video, I went over some of the features and the updates that we did on our 3D modeling software. But I also wanted to show you kind of what this looks like in real life so that you get an idea of what we're working with here as well. So I've set up an enclosure for you that is kind of decked out so you can see all the options and see how it works and see the updates that we've also developed. So let me take a peek. Okay, let me zoom out here. So here is the fully set up enclosure with our laser filtering panels. And you can see we have the leg extensions on there. We've got the new media slots covers on there. We've got our kickstands. And then you also can see the general fitment of the Xtool inside of the enclosure. And if I zoom in, there you can see how the feet sit on top of the enclosure foot. And we have some magnetic brackets, and that's how the lid and the front door seal up. And then our new kickstands. So you can see it's just a three-piece. We've got a hinge here that you can see is taped down to our wood dowel, and then to a magnetic bracket up on top. And when you're done, that just folds away. And so you can see that it actually kind of folds away outside of the reach of the gantry as well. Just a little bit of like strategizing when you set this up to actually set that up at a bit of an angle, if that kind of makes sense. And then to flip it back up. Sorry, we only have one hand to do this with. There we go. And you can see I've got our LED lighting kit. So this is simply just stuck on with some mounting tape onto the lid, and it stays put pretty well. And you can see that it's relatively bright. This is what I would call a medium lit room, and you can see in the wiring in back here, it's all on this really easy to work with barrel style DC plugs, so there's not really any way to really mess up this wiring. You don't have to have any advanced knowledge. And then we use these we include some of these tie downs to secure down the cabling however you want to route it. And so you can see it down in the bottom there, and then going out towards the rubber grommet. And then check this out. I just mounted the switch that we include right here, so you can turn lights on and off really easy. And then if we go over here to our fan assemblies, so this is our USB controlled silent 100 CFM fan, and you can see there's a little control here. And I doubt that you can hear that because that is really silent. So this is great for small projects. It's also great as a cleanup fan. So after you're done engraving, you can leave this fan running for a long time, just to kind of clean out any residual smoke that's in the enclosure. So this is the new fan. You can see it's a little bit thicker. This is the high output 200 CFM fan. So this one is 120 volt, and again, it comes with a switch. And then I also include on the lighting and this fan, you also get DC power supplies. So with this one, this is a lot more high power, and again, this is much nicer than your inline fans because this takes up a lot less space than your 4-inch inline fan. And so if I switch this on, you'll be able to hear this one. So that generates some pretty good exhaust force. And this is our new updated bracket for that allows for a little bit more airflow coming out of the enclosure as well. So, and then one other upgrade that I even forgot to mention is this ring, and so I've got this in our file repository. When you buy our enclosure, you get a QR code, and you also get an email with a link to our file repository where you can actually go and print off just about any one of. If you have a 3D printer, you can print off any of these parts. And so if there's any upgrades that are done, then typically you can do this for free. And so with any of these upgrades, I have these parts posted online where you can download the STL file to 3D print them yourself on just about any printer. So what this part is this is an expander. So anyone that's running a 6-inch exhaust rather than a 4-inch exhaust for additional output, then that just slides right over, and then you can put your 6-inch hose right on top of that. So that's oh, and you know what? There is one more. I wanted to show you a little bit more about these the skirt option. I guess I'm calling them media port covers. So as you know, in the original build, these are not super easy to get out with one hand. The enclosure comes with these media ports, so if you have oversized media, say if you're doing wood veneers or you're just doing really large items, then that way you can slide in your media right into the enclosure and you can laser it without even necessarily opening the enclosure. And so one thing we wanted to improve on is that we didn't want any smoke billowing out of these. So for a while we had users, we recommended just covering this up with a little bit of painter's tape, and that works pretty well, but I think most of our users wanted something more of a final product. So we developed these. Again, these are 3D printable, and you can 3D print these at home for free. Otherwise, all you have to do to get these on is they just snap right in. Just like that. And so the idea there is that's going to improve your exhaust efficiency. So it's just going to make things just a little bit more airtight. It doesn't have to be 100% airtight, but it's going to make it so that no smoke can escape out the bottom, which is a pretty nice option. So if you add these media port covers, the high output fan, I think you're going to have a pretty nice setup to get a minimal or no amount of smoke within your workspace. So we're pretty excited about those updates. The Xtool crowd has been really supportive of us, and again, we are really appreciative people, and it's been amazing working with the Xtool community to make these. you know, these enclosures, they're really fun to make, and we will continue to make more improvements and get and do better mods. And look out for, in the future, fire suppression and mods for the camera kits as well. So again, my name is Neil Henderson from Clearview Plastics. If you have any questions, reach out to us at clearviewplastic.com, and I'll be sure to answer you. Thanks much. Have a good one.